So hey guys, Robert Trimbath here, CTO for AIO Integrations. We're back for our Alignable weekly rant. Missed last week due to scheduling problems, so I greatly apologize. You can see my assistant behind me here is hard at work sleeping on the chair. I'd blame her, but she can't type, so that won't work. I wanted to kind of talk to you about something we're doing. We actually have become uh, I forget what they call it again, an alliance partner or ambassador, I think is what they call it. And we're just finishing up our stuff on that. And one of the things we're kind of mandated to do is to create a group. To create a meeting that we're going to do, a group that we're going to sponsor, and our group is actually going to call "You Ask, We Answer," an advisory board for small businesses or small business owners. What I've put together, we spent the last 2 weeks talking to various owners and ambassadors and different people through Alignable. We are requiring just one that they're an Alignable member. We are requiring that they have a lot of expertise in their field, and we're actually talking with them to kind of qualify and see if this is something they want to do. What we're building is a place where you as a small business owner can come and ask any question. We're going to have a guy from the finance side. We're going to have a young lady that does personal and commercial health insurance and health insurance benefits for small companies to give you both the private and the commercial options. So she's kind of her expert in her field. We're going to have another one that does business insurance, liability, those kind of things. We're going to have an attorney. We're going to have myself that does technical consulting. We're going to have a business coach for business consulting. We're going to have a marketing coach for marketing consulting. So we're going to have about 6 or 7 people, all from various fields. And we're going to take turns basically presenting topics to you every time we have a virtual meeting. We are going to have an in-face meeting for the Houston people in November. We're setting it up now at our office on the northwest side of Houston. We're hoping to get a few people out. We're going to do a hybrid event. We're actually going to have people there. We're going to have some kolaches and stuff for breakfast and kind of get to meet each other. And then we're going to actually do a cybersecurity awareness training from that office, and we're going to broadcast it as well onto our YouTube channel live and then record it. So that way, those of you who want to see it and want to see the event, you'll be able to actually participate in it live and then actually watch it on YouTube, and we'll post it up also on Alignable for you to see. But we're really excited about doing kind of a hybrid live event, both online and in person in November, and we're getting the date set. We're going to do it before Thanksgiving, before Turkey Day. Our first meeting is going to happen in October, and we're going to have a professional financial planner actually presenting some information on that day. It's going to be more of an introduction of who we are, what we're about. Each member is going to get each of our panelists are going to introduce who we are, what we do very quickly, and then we're going to be having half-hour discussions on certain topics that will benefit small business owners. Each time we'll focus around a topic, but afterwards we're opening the forum for any questions on any topic you want to ask. Doesn't matter if it's legal, healthcare, tax advice. We'll have somebody from the bookkeeping side there as well. So the whole idea is to put you in touch with people that can help you and answer questions for you about your small business as experts in their field. And you guys are welcome in those to do breakouts, just get text, exchange information in the text part of it. We're going to ask you to do that anyway, so we know who came. And that way, if there is something interesting you want to find out about a particular panelist or something that's being presented to you, you can just take that chat, take it offline. We'll answer as many questions as we can during the, inside the time constriction, but anything specific sales wise has to be taken. Like if you want to talk to me about somebody about engaging their services, that has to be taken offline. These are educational events. We are not going to be here pitching services. We're going to be here presenting topic matter that helps you, educates you, and also provide you a place where you can ask any question and get honest answers without the sales jargon and the sales pitch, and that's what it's about. So it's going to be called "You Ask, We Answer," the Small Business Advisory Board for Business Owners. So hopefully you will really, really dig it. We're really excited about it. We've spent the last 2 to 3 weeks putting together members. We're going to have some really great people involved in this. Really excited about the people, the experience, and the level of enthusiasm we have been getting about putting this group together has been exciting. There's going to be at least 3 or 4 other ambassadors in this group, including one that runs a lot of the stuff for Alignable, that has put together a lot of their education material, Paul. And I'll tell where he's said he's going to be on board. We're going to talk about it, make sure he can make the time commitment. That's a big thing. He's got a lot of stuff going on. He has a podcast and some other things, but he's told us he wants to do it, so we're excited to have him be a part of this. We got David Collins. We got another David. We've got oh God, too many names to put together right now, but I'm just telling you, we're going to have 6 to 7 members, 4 of which I believe are ambassadors. So really excited about that, and really excited about presenting a forum that will be at least once a month, hopefully every 2 weeks, that will provide you some really sound advice in areas that you need for small business, but also provide a forum in which you can ask questions without having to go. You've heard of things like advisoryboard.com and things where you have to go pay for those services to have people part of it. And, if you engage these people for services like myself, I'm sure, after the fact, there's always, there may or may not be money involved. It's up to them to do with you what they will. But our purpose of our meetings is to provide a place where you can ask questions and get good, educated advice about what to your questions and what you need to do, without having to go pay $5,000-$6,000 to an advisory board member to get a couple of hours of advice. I participate in those. I actually sit on 6 boards, and I'm CTO for four companies right now. So yeah, do I participate in that stuff? Yes. I would like to do something very similar but smaller in scale for Alignable and for its business members. I love the fact that you guys are active. I love the fact that you respond to our texts and our messages, and you get back with us, and we actually have real meetings and we talk about what we do. This is what makes Alignable so special. It's what makes it different from things like LinkedIn. And I will continue to advocate as much as I can for this platform, as far as putting it together, making sure we can give valuable feedback to people through it, and of course doing these fun rants. And we did have some topics to talk about from last week. We had a few. There were people asking, and I'm going to finish this up and we'll get into a couple of those. But I wanted to make you guys aware. So the first one's going to be mid-October. That'll be a virtual event. We're going to have a hybrid real event at our offices, which can hold about 40, 50 people, and with an online that we're going to actually broadcast it live on YouTube. So I think that will be absolutely awesome. We're looking forward to it. The other part, and then we're going to have one every month. So we're going to plan content out about 6 months in advance. And every panelist is going to be doing something a little different, putting on a 30-minute educational thing on their side. If it's accounting, then they're going to talking about ways that you can save money as a business owner, ways you can use bookkeeping, some advice in those areas. And it's going to be fully up to them to kind of present information that they feel is valuable to you and can be valuable feedback. If there's something you want to hear from us, by all means, direct message me about the topics you'd like to hear about, because we're putting together those forums for the next 6 months, and we'd love to be able to include what you want to see in that forum and answer your questions. So looking forward to working with you guys, looking forward to meeting all of you, both virtually and online. What am I saying? Virtually and in person. You can tell that these are unscripted. I don't like scripted things. So you get to put up with my nonsense and my dog, she's almost non-existent. She's being so quiet. Her eyes are opening. She hears me talking about her. Her ears are burning. Anyway, now to get on to the next thing, going back to our weekly rant, we didn't do one last week, but one of the things that came up that I was kind of interested, maybe had kind of a back and forth on, was somebody who was wondering about the importance of directory, what we call directory services, versus search engines like Google or Bing. Now, here's the thing. The problem is that Google is the 800-pound gorilla in the room and is responsible for 90+% of the search engine results that are out there. Everybody else is just kind of an accessory to it. But this is what's important. But Google uses things like crosslinks and backlinks and things like that in order to establish how dominant you are in your market space. So, is it important to be listed in directory services? By all means. We are listed in over 40 of them as a company. Yes. It creates backlinks into that, and having your traffic, your things post across that stuff is just as important. You want to have as much interlinkage as you can, as many places as you can that's relevant to what you do, so it can create more relevance, because Google uses AI through the web to kind of determine your rankings based on what it finds. And if it finds you referenced in a lot of places and sees that, it's going to take that into account on how it ranks you. So yes, that organic traffic is important by all means. Is somebody going to find you through a directory service? Probably not. They're going to find you through Google or Bing, probably, or Yelp or something like that. But are they going to find you through a directory service? Probably not. That the purpose of that is to help bolster the results of the primaries, like Google, and that's where it helps you. So I had answered this question, and somebody had kind of bent back and forth that maybe I was veering off the topic. No, not veering off the topic. All this really depends on who you're going after. The biggest thing that your marketing people should be asking you, and if they aren't, then I would choose a different marketing company, because this is marketing one-on-one. Who is your audience? Who is your customer? Is it a business? Is it a customer? As end consumer? Is there an age group? Where are they located? Is it geographical? Is it not? These are things that you got to determine. Who's my target? Who am I going after? Who is my client base? And then you have to determine what they're using to get information on what you do, or what they determine that what they're using as their medium of choice. Are they using cell phones? Are they using tablets? Are they using computers? Are they using none of the above? Are they using TV or radio? What are they using? What is your group using as their primary mode of taking in the world? Okay? Because that's how you're going to reach them. There's people, I had an interesting conversation with somebody last week, and they said, we were having lunch, and he said, it's so strange, you're so right on this. He says, I had a guy that I've been trying to do business with him for 2 years. I've been emailing him and emailing and emailing, just ignores me. And finally, one time, I just texted him and I sent him, hey, did you look at my email about this? And for the first time in 2 years, he acknowledged me and said, oh, I'd love to have information on that. Where is it? How do I find you? And he pointed him to an email, re-forwarded it. Goes, oh, I had no idea that was you. Because that's not how that person communicates. He's a phone guy. He's using text to talk with people. That's his primary way he absorbs information and communication from clients, is texts. So when he put his message into that platform, he now connected with him, and he has since turned him into a really great client. That is a perfect example of what we're trying to teach you, number one. And number two, why it's so important to understand in your marketing, who am I going after and how do they find me? What are they using to connect to the world so I can be on the media they're on and they will see me and understand my message? So that's the reason why I answered the question the way I did. That's the only one I'm going to go into today, because I want to keep this short and not be too long. Next week, I'll be back to my full rants. Just wanted to tell you about the new group coming out. And by this time next week, we will have dates, and we're going to talk about who's presenting. And so we're going to have all the information together for October, hopefully some more information together on November. And I'm hoping to hear from you guys about what you'd like us to talk about now that you know what we're putting together. So again, Robert Trimbaugh saying thank you. Appreciate you. Look forward to seeing your comments.